let's start with a little introduction about each of us so you guys can understand our background and what we do before we jump into our a little discussion about how we can find a common grounds between both of our different fields of businesses that we are working on. So, Sama, over to you first.
Yeah, this is Syed Muhammad Usama Ayas, and I'm from Siliconplex. I'm the founder of Siliconplex, and the Siliconplex is providing the IT services solutions alongside the product consultancy. And we've been working in the industry for like 8 years, and we have customers around the different regions of the globe. We've been working in the Middle East, and we'll be also working in the Europe region. And we have clients in the UK, we have clients in Europe, we have clients in Finland. We're also working with some of the customers in the North America region. Over there, we have customers in US. So this is what we are doing. So
Before I move on to my introduction, Usama is like a very close friend of mine. We have been working together before in different other companies, and he was here for Jitex, so we thought it's the best time to catch up and discuss the common grounds, how we can, do things together maybe in the long run in the future. So yeah, so this is Usama and myself. My name is Asad. I'm a digital marketing specialist here in Dubai. I own a very small digital agency called Hemnet Hub. We have around 8 to 10 people working with us, all different backgrounds, all different experiences. And we are working with some very fascinating projects here, ranging from manufacturing to all the different industries. That's how it is. And my background was originally also from the development initially, but then after around, I believe, 2014, I jumped and pivot my career from there onwards to marketing. So I came into marketing when I was working for one of my clients in US. It's a little story basically. He gave me a project of SEO. Okay, and at that time I thought that SEO is like a very it's a low labor job, because this is what SEO used to be back in the days.
It was.
People used to just do that data entry and hoping that the keywords start ranking. So he gave me some SEO projects that there was a good money involved in those kind of projects. So I thought, why not? Let's try. Because I was always thinking that this is like a very easy job. So I hired a few SEO guys, and then we started doing different SEO projects for this client.
Okay.
But in the end, after 2-3 months, it turned out to be a worse experience because, like I said, that what we expected this job to be, it was not that
simple,
the process. That's when I realized that it has more into it. Like we used to think in a way when we were into web development or programming background, we just used to think that you just do a certain coding or do the programming and the project is delivered. But here you have to think more deeper into the project theory, So then I saw that there is a theory involved. You are looking at the website or the whatever you're doing from a perspective of not a human. You're looking at it from a robots.
Robots, okay.
Yeah. You're looking at it from the robots perspective. So that's where I got fascinated with the SEO, and then from onwards I started pivoting from doing projects to doing the marketing projects. And that's how the journey began. And then I came in Dubai around 2016, and I opened my own company first, and it didn't work actually. So then I had to work with one of the agency here for a few years, and now Alhamdulillah I'm in a position to start another company. So for like almost 2 years we are doing this agency, and it's doing good.
How's your overall experience in UAE? Like, what is the difference that you feel as compared to the other parts of the globe, dealing with the audience in the US, Europe? So how do you feel?
So if I compare it from like before, my first experience was the audience of UK mainly.
Okay.
We were working with an agency from UK, and we were doing very bulk level of businesses. There was a time that we were building like 30 websites in a month.
Yeah,
it's
we
like
both
crazy
were working on those.
So we were working together on those and that company. So those audience was not as competitive, I will say. It's like more easy. I would say UK people are one of the easiest people to deal with,
Yeah,
in my
they're so
opinion.
friendly and they like to spend time with you. If they have some hard feelings for you, and they usually feel like maybe he'll feel bad on that. So
Yeah.
they do the things in a very different manner. Like actually, they say like, okay, I don't like the project, but they would say it in a very different way that
Yeah,
you won't
politely.
feel. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very polite. It's a different way. This is the difference that we usually see and experience in the different parts of the region if you compare with the US, UK, Europe, and all that.
Comparing my experience from UK or US, here UA is very different. It's very competitive market, price sensitive market, and people know what they are paying for. Here you cannot deliver a pathetic product and expect people to accept the product. You have to deliver what you are getting paid for. It's a good market in terms of experience. You work with various kind of nationalities here that
Yeah,
you might
nation.
not experience in other countries, because it's like a melting pot of all the different nationalities. So tell me what you do exactly. Like you said, you are into consulting and you are into software development, but what the company Siliconplex do actually?
Yeah, the Siliconplex do provide the software services and the product consultancy, both. The software services is usually what we do. We provide the software solutions, the bespoke solutions, the tailor-made solutions, the ready-made solutions. We also provide those. Apart from that, we are also providing the product consultancy, in which we actually provide a whole journey of the product development life cycle. So what we do, like the people come to us with the idea, like they wanted to build an XYZ concept, or they wanted to build a product that would provide a certain solution to a particular audience or consumer or market. So for that, what we come up with, and so we provide them a solution. We came up like the stages, like you need to build an MVP, and for that MVP, you should have these features. So this is what my team actually does. And apart from that, we also provide them the whole cycle. For example, I would say we provide them the architecture of the product, like what the application should have, the technology stack it should have, and what would be the initial features of that MVP. This is what we actually tell our customers and the product owners. And also apart from that, we actually provide them the whole team. That includes the designers, the developers, and the lead, all that. So it would be like from the initially to the idea to the end of that MVP, and also moving from forward from MVP to the other phases of the application. So we go with that journey as well. So we have that experience of building up the team, following the whole process of this product journey. Myself and my partner Zuhaib Najam, we both have an experience of this product development. So we go through with this phase. We actually provide them the solution. So in that phase, the benefit that the product guys, the founders, they get from us is from the Siliconplex is. They have the one-stop solution. They don't need to go outside for the designers. They don't need to go outside for the quality assurance and all that. So we'll provide the whole journey and the whole team. And it's a cost effective as well. So initially, they don't need to hire a whole team that consists of the developers, the software engineers, the software designers, and the software quality assurance people, and the project managers. And obviously, the software engineers should be supervised and provisioned by the software leads and architects. We do provide them. Okay. So this is the best thing that they get in a one-stop solution in the Siliconplex as a product consultants.
So in terms of size, what industry or what's your ideal client? Like, is it in a startup? Is it an enterprise or like an SME?
Well, for the product consultancy, we do provide the teams as well. So, for example, if a product is at the pre-seed or is it in the seeding stage, we do provide them the team as well. And if they come up with the raw idea like the pre-seed form, so we do provide them the whole journey as well. But apart from the software services, what we do provide the resource outsourcing model. Like if you wanted to have 3 developers or you wanted to have 3 software engineers alongside with the software quality assurance guy, and they want a project manager as well. So we compose all the whole team and then they give it to them, and they actually work on their projects remotely and on site as well.
The reason why I wanted to ask, let's say if I'm in like a startup, I have an idea, and I want to execute it, but I don't know where should I go, where should I start from. So I come to you, and then what will be the difference? Basically, if rather I go to a company who has experience of building similar products before, I simply pay them a one-off cost, and rather going to you and who will give me a solution as an a resource-based model where you will tell me that these are the number of people I have to hire. Like you said, it's a cost-effective, but when I see hiring people on my own base, salaries, it seems like it's going to cost me more than paying to a company who is going to just give me a solution in the end.
Well, the software lifecycle is a bit different. Like when you start doing the project and you estimate like a 6 months effort or 4 months effort with a confined and a precise scope of the project. But in the product, it's a bit different. Like product is actually works on the agile approach. Like the requirements comes with the time, and when you actually create the MVP or you're building the MVP and you have the other founders or you have the investors with you, so by that time you need to make some changes. You need to make some changes in the scope. You need to make changes on the architecture level as well, in the business concept,
especially
as well.
in the marketing. Like when we start doing any project, we tear it apart. We want features those are not initially even thought about by the developers.
So when you have the confined or you have a fixed scope project in that part, then you actually feel a little less freedom in working with those teams.
So it's basically the scalability.
The scalability and the freedom that you get in this kind of a team composure is a bit different. So and this is a part of the product journey. Like the product needs to be evolved, needs to be improved, and needs to add more features on it. So in that way, you need to have a team that actually knows the whole business cycle from the start of the product till the finish of the features, the product. So that team needs to be there. For example, we are also providing the confined and the fixed scope projects as well. But for that, what I would do, like I'll engage 3 of my team members, like for example, 2 software engineers, 1 designer, 1 quality assurance, and 1 project manager. The 5 people's compromises for the first phase of this product. And they have the scope. And now what happened? We deliver the project on time, and the client who has this product will go to the market. They go to the marketing team, and they feel that it's a consumer fit product. It has what it is needed by the customers, by its customers. So what it does, they go into the market and they run marketing campaigns and all that, and they feel that now they need to make changes. Now they get back to us. Okay, we said, okay, we will revise your quotations and all that. Now the whole journey of that product business that works by that team may not be guaranteed by the second team. Regarding the second question that you asked about how it is the cost effective. Normally in the project scopes, you have the fixed scope, and you got the pure ready purchase order, and then you fix the quotation and all that, and you start with the development, and then it releases. But when it comes into the marketing team, when it goes into the marketing team, and then you decides okay, this product customized and it should have more features, and it is not fitting up the market and what is the customer need, we are not addressing as of yet, and we need to make this feature better. So in that case, you get back to us. And then you get back to us, then we need to re-estimate the efforts, re-estimate the next phase.
But you still work with that model as well?
Yeah, we will still work with that model as well. But that's something that's gonna be are more expensive as compared to the product cycle that you go through with that. But we still work with that cycle. The best and advantage apart from the cost effectiveness is the product team that you actually need. And this happens when the product gets bigger. The crucial players, the player, the when I'm saying the crucial players is the crucial members, the starting member, the members who started working from the start of this product, start of this idea, is gonna be needed later on when this product goes bigger.
Okay. So another question that comes in my mind, since you said that those people can be, moved on. Like say, for example, if I got an investment, I want the whole team on my own.
Yeah.
So what's the structure, the process looks like? And at the same time, I also wonder, why I should not hire those team, in first place on my own rather than going through you, who I don't know. Like maybe, it's like as a customer, how I can trust you, to run my business or my team, handle my team.
Yeah. This is a good question. I would say when the product gets bigger and it will need more people in the dev team, in the design team, in the quality assurance team as well, and also the managers and the project managers and all that. So in that part, what we do, we provide these resources to the customer if they want. There's a term called the acqui-hire. Okay. So we do provide that to the product team, to the product owners, the founders, so they can actually hire them on their payroll once the product gets bigger. Mm-hmm. And the benefit of that, this team was the backbone of the product, because they started working on the product from the start and they know the whole. And this happened. And we were providing that. The team, they are the people who've been acqui-hired. That's another advantage of this whole journey of the product. Like you have the team, when you need it, you can hire it. Okay. This is called acqui-hire. And the other question was...
So that was like, why should I not hire a team on my own?
Yeah. Initially, the thing is, in order to hire as a product founder, the founder, you need to have some sort of technical background. If you have that, that's good. But if you don't have that technical background in the academics or somewhere else, so then you would be in trouble in managing or in creating that team. So that's the first hurdle that you are going to face as a product owner. The other thing that that needs to be considered, that initially when the customers come up with their idea, they don't need a whole full-fledged team. Because what we are doing, we were providing one software engineer with a lead or an architect over them on the partial basis. It's not 100% builder. So because the MVP doesn't hold a lot of features, because it's a minimum viable product, it has less features. It's not a whole product. It's not a complete product. So in that case, what we do, we build them on the needed basis. Like for example, if we feel that the scope of this MVP is very small, we should build them, build the leads, the supervisors, and the managers accordingly, not the 100%. So it is cost effective. On the other side, when you are going to hire the people, you will have to manage the operational costs. You'll have to manage management costs. So you'll have to manage both the things. And other than that, if you're working on a region where you need to provide labor visas and all that, you need to manage that. So that's not easy and that's not cost effective. Mm-hmm. It's expensive. So you would want a team that is cost effective, less expensive, and that can actually provide us the way as the product scales. So the team will go with the team product.
And at the same time, like if I hire someone, I have the responsibility and laws and all. And if I like, God forbid, if my product does not work, I don't have to worry about, laying off. Yeah. I think you can easily shift them to another project.
We can engage them on different products and different services. So this is the benefit of having
it's a
this.
win-win, I think.
Yeah. So tell us about how you are actually working on this industry, and what are your business model, like how you
So here in UAE, not a lot of even though there are a lot of startups, but we haven't been engaged with a lot of startups here. Like I said, it's like a very diversified portfolio of clients that we are working with, and each client has a different experience, but in the end, the basics, the fundamentals are the same. I had experience with one of the product that was a CRM company, and it was a cloud CRM.
Okay.
And the thing is that based on my experience, we spend a lot of money with the client has a lot of investment with them, but we could not penetrate the market as such. The reason, what I feel, and my take out of all that experience is that the market was not ready for that kind of product. So this is one of the challenge we see, especially in the startups sector, that sometimes the product is not as good, or maybe the market is not ready. There are so many other factors, obviously, but yeah, this is what I experienced.
So how do you overcome this challenge? Like for example, if a customer comes to you and they have this product ready, so what you would do at the first, like?
See, the marketing is the same. Rather if it's like a traditional marketing or if it's the digital marketing.
Yeah.
In the end, you are reaching out to an audience who may be interested in that product. You have to do the research, obviously.
Yeah.
But reaching out to those people is one thing, but in the end, you want that they need that product as well or not. you know.
Yeah.
So the need is also important. Sometimes the need is there. Like for example, right nowadays you will see a lot of AI products launching every other day.
Yeah.
The ChatGPT has created the market.
Yeah.
So it's not that those products are being built in a day, or they have been. The market was not ready for those products before the ChatGPT was launched. But now that ChatGPT is here, so everyone is launching that product at the same time to capitalize on the market already ready to buy the similar products.
So you do the marketing need analysis at the first, or when a customer comes to you, or like what it would be like. You start with the market analysis, how you are going to market the product and all that.
There are some products, those are completely new in market, so we don't have the references or the benchmarks that we can look at and see and compare the features.
Yeah.
You have to do your own research, So we do multiple research. Is first of all looking at the audience, what would be the right audience for that particular product, and it's again when there is no benchmark, you have to experiment. You have to target multiple different audiences, do A/B testing, see which audience is working for you, and then eventually, and then, like I said, it's not just reaching out to the people. You have to study the product. You have to study the industry. You have to see. You have to have multiple user personas. Because every human is a different. It's a lot of psychology work involved as well. You have to see how different kind of personalities will be handling that product. You have to think from their perspective and see if person X, looking at the product, how he will perceive it, and the person Y, how he will interact with that product. So user experience, again, another sector that you have to understand. So you have to see that whether if it's like, for example, I had one client, it's an outdoor furniture company. We redesigned their e-commerce website, and then we do the marketing for them. But when they came to do the marketing, when you look at the website, the user experience was like the customer who is coming to the website, they have to search. It's very difficult for them if they are looking, for example, if they are looking for an outdoor chair, but the outdoor chair, the category was not there in front.
That's
they have to navigate the website in a very time-taking way. Then eventually the customer loses.
You will lose the customer, exactly.
So we did study other outdoor furniture companies and look at how they are doing it and what are the challenges, and then we design it in a way that's more user friendly. Now the sales have gone into millions now. So things have to be looked at more in a different perspective from the user, because when the client is looking at it they are looking at it from their own perspective. They think that what they have built is like best.
This is needed. This is needed by the customers. This is needed.
Yeah, they think their own needs. They keep their own needs first. Like they have to look at the customer's needs first as well. Similarly, we had one experience with one of the honey brand. It's a premium honey brand, and we were doing a lot of marketing for them, but eventually the sales were not there as much. So then we did the research. We taken over that a brand from a different agency who were doing everything they do, like the normal agency do, but in the end, the results were not there. This is one of the challenge that we faced. The customer was looking at overall sales, and they thought that they were making 100,000 a month in last year, and now they are making 20,000 a month. And what's the reason? Even though they are spending more on marketing. See, so they didn't know, they were not looking at it properly, that the most of the business was coming from SEO. And when they redesigned their website last year, they did not do the proper
search engine optimization.
Search engine optimization, or like there is a process. You make a new website. There's a lot of companies who do this blunder, that they don't know the SEO, and then eventually they hire an agency, get the website done, and then launch it. But there's a very crucial aspect of making sure a transition or redesign process is a proper transition into in a way that's all the SEO work that has been done before is retained.
Yeah.
This is where the marketing company comes in, or the proper SEO guy comes in, who see and make sure that that the transition is as smooth as possible.
So you're talking about the channels, the marketing channels. So what are the channels you actually support in your agency? Like, I've heard about the SEO, I've heard about the social media handles.
So we do in all the different channels. Like we personally, my expertise are in SEO, and also I'm Google certified on Google Ads. So these are the two my own personal expertise. But obviously my team has experience working with very big brands as well. Like I cannot name them here, but those teams have like very high-end experience.
So they do the social handles as well.
They manage the social handles. They do the performance marketing. They run the campaigns on different platforms like Meta and the Google Ads and all. But again, when we take on a project, we look at the audience, and then eventually we make a media plan. We see where they should spend.
Okay.
What will be the right channel or the platform the customer should spend. And then accordingly we make a strategy. This strategy has to be customized based on each customer's requirement or the audience. So yeah, this is a basic process basically.
Also, there is a norm and there is a thinking. The people thinks that instead of hiring 5 people, instead of hiring 4 people, one for the social media handle, one for the Google Ads, one for the search engine optimization, and one for the whole media plan. Instead of hiring one person who can do all these jobs, the worst thing is they actually think that an intern or a person with a couple of years experience can do that. Is it something that's or is it something that actually works, or what are the pros and cons of this strategy that the company and the people has?
So see, when I look at it from the client's perspective, eventually they are thinking about their cost saving. They look at it that they're hiring multiple people doing for the same job, and if they have to, or whether they have to pay an agency, like say 5,000 dirham a month, a retainer, to do a same job that an intern can do as well. Because the challenge in our industry is that everyone thinks they can do everything, especially now with AI, that they can do everything. Like they think that they can do everything on their own. They don't have to hire an agency to do it, So this is always a challenge. But if you look at it, like if I look at it from the, broader perspective, and I see that they are and end up paying more in the end, like in terms of making their brand suffer in terms of the kind of impression an intern or a low paying job guy will
I think that's a good point that you made. Like it's the impression that goes with the product, and if the impression with that team or with that person, obviously that person doesn't have that much experience, and doing 5 things with the one person, I think it won't suit. So yes, it is cost effective at times, but eventually you're right. Actually, they will have to suffer a lot in terms of cost, because the impression they need to rebrand, or what they would do, like if they go with this this strategy and they fail, and they feel like now the things are far more worst.
So in the short term, they think that they have saved the money, but eventually the customers are very smart now. If you want to build a brand that anyone can trust, it has to show the quality, you know.
Yeah.
So at the same time, I want to highlight that, you know, one person, like even if I put myself in that position, that if I have to work on a brand, for one brand, let's say, and do everything on my own, I cannot. Like it's like knowing, having all the experience I have, but if I was in a position that I have to handle everything on my own in for the one brand, I will not do justice. You know, I will be able to do things. You know, it's not that I won't be able to do, but eventually, the justice the kind of brand deserves, I will not be able to do it, because every it's like the digital marketing field has a very broad expertise involved. Like if one person is expert in SEO, e- eventually even for the SEO, not one person can do everything on their own. Like there are multiple jobs involved even in the SEO as well. The social media, let's say, it looks like that you are just handling one page, but in the background there's a content writer, there is an content strategist, you know, there's a creative guy, there's an media planner. So there are so
A
many
lot of brains behind.
you know.
Yeah. The same thing happens with us as well. Usually, when the customer comes and they think that they manage the team, they know the whole product concept and the idea, and they can do it. So what they do, they usually they hire a freelancer, and they think that they can work it with this concept, like hire a freelancer, which is actually cheaper, and they think that this person can handle everything, like the architecture of the application, the concept of the user experience, the user interface, and all that. But actually, that led that person to a more dark area, a gray area. And this is where this at that point the customer actually realized, and they usually get back to us and said, okay, it was a mistake, we went to a wrong direction, and we took a wrong decision. And then they get back to us, and this is what happened with us most of the times. When we started the company 8 years ago, they were the customers who had that experience. They went to different people, and they went to a guy who didn't have that experience, and he made things worse for them. Like the products were not deliverable, even the product were ready, but it was not finished, not polished, and all that. And it has the basic structure problems, so that if the product gets bigger and it goes on to the scale, it will have to be revamped or restructured. So this is something that we also faced, and we are facing, and we actually sharing these case studies with the customers as well. Like, this has happened so far. If you go on to this strategy, or you think that this is cost effective and this is gonna work, this is not actually gonna work. If you wanted to have something for a less cheaper solution for the MVP, we provide them a different solutions, like the ready-made solutions are there. Like if you wanted to have a shopping cart or an e-commerce website, we have a lot of solutions, like the cost effective if the customer budget is low. So this is what we are actually experiencing as well on our side in the software development domain. And yes.
So yeah, similarly in our field as well, the cost is always like a major deciding factor between, you know, any multiple agencies, you know, contesting for a project. But in the end, the experience matters a lot. If you ask me to reduce my pricing to a level that, you know, I cannot, like no one will do business for free, you know. In the end, we are doing it for our business. So like I don't, my principle is that I don't want to involve juniors, or like in a way that I will exploit them. There are sadly a lot of agencies here or even across the world, they exploit the interns or the juniors to use them in a way that they can make more money. But in the end, the principle is wrong, that you're you know, exposing a brand to a junior who does not have the kind of
Who
experience.
doesn't have that much experience.
And then secondly, you are you know, doing unfair with the guy as well. Like you're charging more, and then you're not paying as much to the resource. So for
And
me,
the quality is also
Yes.
quality will be compromised in that case as well, because that person who has the less experience.
So for me, when I take up a project, this is a paradigm that I change when I pivot from web development or software development to the marketing. When I look at it, that for when we are building software products, we're just looking at the product. Like we have to finish it, and then when it's done, it's done. You don't think about whether if it sells or not.
Yeah.
Am I right? So it's not my concern. If the customer asks me to build something, I build it, and then my job is done. But now, when it comes to marketing, I have to see whether what he has done is actually going to make him money or not. If I'm just taking a marketing project for the sake of getting a retainer, that I'm not going to look at it from his perspective or his benefits. So this is where the challenge is. A lot of agencies, sadly, they look at it from as a retainer perspective. They got the retainer. It's like a very short-term strategy. But Alhamdulillah, I have been the number of clients I have been working with them. They are with me, let's say, for 4 to 5 years. I'm managing their account for the long term. This is my principle that I don't deviate from. So that's basic things are missing in the industry. That's sadly the case in every country, not just in here UAE. So closing on this discussion, I will say it was a very good discussion, and like we saw a lot of common grounds between what you are doing and how marketing is also involved in software development products. That's something I not really thought in a way that like we can always look at it in future to collaborate on those
More on this
more on those areas,
because this is a tightly collaboration between the development team or the team and the product design team. So because if they have the synergy or they have the frequency match on something, then they can provide some good results. They can provide a good quality product, and eventually, if the team has the potential and team syncs with the team of the marketing and with this product team, then there are more chances or more possibility that the product gets better revenue. So this is somewhere I think the collaboration needs to be done, and this is happening in different products as well. The teams actually collaborate with each other. So it was a nice discussion, and
any closing remarks?
I would say I have the last question, and what is your suggestion and advice to a young, talented people who are actually getting into this industry of the marketing, and what do you think how they should carry them in this career, and what are the things they should do and what should they avoid? In just few sentences, if you could sum up.
So I will go back to my father. He always told me to be a leader, not to be a follower. This is one advice that always stays in my mind whenever I think about doing something. Even though sometimes people, they don't want to be a leader in a way that it gets you in trouble. So a lot of people advise you to not to be a leader, just stay.
Yeah, you have the more responsibilities. Yeah.
Yes. So I will improvise it here. Like a lot of youngsters, I may sound like a parent here, but they are consumer. They are consuming a lot of content that sometimes is beneficial, but a lot of time it's harming their mental health. So my advice would be to rather than becoming a consumer, become a developer or creator. Be someone who's on the other side of the story.
Who actually contribute to society.
Who's contributing to the society, who's building something positive, creative. That's all. Even the same thing I have always teach my child as well. He was used to play Roblox a lot, so he always came to me asking some money to buy the Roblox, and then I tried to convince him to rather than playing those games, you play, but eventually you also think how those games are made. So when Roblox has a IDE that allows you to build your own games as well. So he went ahead. I tried to find some teachers as well for the Roblox development platform. There's a programming language called Lua, but I could not find a lot of developers for it. So eventually he learned. He looked at Lua in himself, and now he's building his own games, and he's making way more coins in a way that if he had to buy it from his own money, he makes a lot more every week because the kids play his games, and this is where the future is. Like this all is like a community platform. A lot of parents don't understand what Roblox is all about, because when they look at the kids, they are consuming a lot of content. They worry that this platform is spoiling their kid. But if you go to the other side of the puzzle, if you are building those platforms like the games and all the different things, you can be way more creative, and in the future, everything is going to be in those kind of platforms. Even, for example, we were there in the GITEX today, and then we saw that Web3, and the presenter was all talking about the Roblox, and that made me feel good. I'm not wasting my son's time. So this is my only advice. Be a creator or developer rather than being a consumer. That's all.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. So yeah. All right.
So it was a nice.
Great. It's for the first time we did this, and hopefully we'll do it again.
Yeah, inshallah.
Inshallah. Let's see how the journey goes. Thank you. Thank you for your time, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.